Coach, happy holidays and congratulations on all the success.
Thank you, Mark and Wes. The kids laugh. As old as I am, I was not born the last time we went to a major bowl, so they think that is really old. I was born in '51, and '50 was our last time. So I said, guys, I nearly got it, but I wasn't quite there. So they know how long it's been when we put it in that perspective.
Oh, man.
Oh, goodness. All right, so let's get to the news if we can. You've had 4 players make a decision to not continue to stay with the team. And I know it's an individual decision, but collectively they get looped in together. Take us through the process if you can with Chaz and then obviously Diami and Javante and Michael, Coach.
Yeah, guys, I've thought about this a lot the last 2 weeks, and people they continually ask me, what's different from the last time you coached? I've never had a young guy not go to a bowl game. So this is different. So I've really tried to put it in perspective, and I've tried to look at all different aspects. And when you start looking at it, the first thing you have to do is say this team won 2 games 2 years ago, and this coaching staff and these players have put them in the Orange Bowl. So 2 wins to 2 years in the Orange Bowl is unbelievable. So it's a major accomplishment. And then secondly, you look at what our jobs are supposed to be, and it's supposed to be take these young guys from high school and bring them into college, or take guys that Coach Fedora had recruited that are here and help them grow, have better options for their life, and be in a better position after football to have a great family. So our job is to coach these guys and put them in a better position to get what they want next. So we've done that. You look at Javante Williams was a short yardage and goal line back. He had a little over 200 yards is 2 years ago. Now he's one of the best backs in the country. He'll be drafted very high. Diami Brown was a guy without a lot of confidence. He caught 40. Oh, gosh, he's caught so many balls the last 2 years. It's unbelievable. He's one of the best and fastest receivers in the country. Michael Carter was a good player when we got here. He was a guy I asked the first day, is number 8 coming back? Because I like him on ESPN, and he'll be a highly drafted running back. And then Chaz Surratt, what a story. Tommy Thigpen's taking a guy that was a quarterback 2 years ago when we got here, and now he'll be a top-round draft choice as a linebacker. So you look at it, and as disappointed as I am, our staff is, our players are, our fans are, and even these 4 guys that they're not playing, what a success story they are. And we're so happy for them, and we're so proud for them, because that's what we're supposed to do, is help guys get better options than they had 2 years ago, and then get all the information available for them and let them make their decisions. Guys, it's no different than an assistant coach that leaves. Yeah. I mean, they get opportunities to leave. Are they disappointed? Do they like where they are? Sure. Hate to leave the players? They're going to leave if it's a better deal for them. Head coaches, they're going to leave if it's a better deal for them. All of us in our lives don't like to say it. We're going to leave for a better deal if it comes up. So what I've been able to do is process this thing up and down. It hadn't been simple and easy for me to be proud of the guys, very thankful of all they've given us, because, my gosh, they're 4 of our best players. It's 2 captains and 2 most valuable players on offense and defense and our leading receiver. So we wouldn't be in the Orange Bowl without their performances. And then at the same time, look at the guys that are here. We got a lot of good players. And these unexpected absences now create opportunities for the other guys. So, come on, man. Let's go play in the Orange Bowl. Let's move on. Let's thank the guys. Let's love them. Let's appreciate them. Let's help them move forward. But let's not hold it against them, because all they did is do what they felt like was best for their families, which is what all of us would do.
Yeah, I was going to say, from a selfish standpoint, sitting on the couch this upcoming week watching games, Coach, I wish they were all playing to finish off the deal and get to the Orange Bowl. But, like, again, in this day and age, the student athlete has to take care of him or her, whatever the sport may be. And these are strange times. They're unique times. And so, again, I said earlier today on the show, I'm really struggling as a fan that you want to see them compete against A&M because you guys have done such a great job to get a goal to get back to a major bowl. But you also understand, hey, you got to take care of yourself from an individual standpoint. And, again, it's a tough situation. I can only imagine in your shoes because you got to go get ready to take on Jimbo and a top 5 football team that's going to be motivated to play to prove that, hey, we belonged in the college football playoff. But with that said, Reese Davis has offered his services. I don't know what kind of 40 he runs, but he just mentioned I don't think he's got great speed, Coach. So you may have to bypass on Reese. But with the guys you do have coming back, how does that alter your plan to take on an A&M team that defensively has been very good up front, and obviously their offensive line is one of the very best in the country?
Yeah, Mark, Texas A&M is very much like Notre Dame. I can see how the committee struggled to see which one should be fourth and which one fifth because we've played one and now we're really studying the other one. Same guys. Big, powerful offensive line, big backs that are going to run right down your throat. Great tight end, quarterback like Ian Book that manages the game so well and smart. A defense that's so well coached and tough and big. God, they're big. That's what we've got to do. We got to get bigger as a team because these teams in the top 10 are huge. And now we're going to play 3 top 10 teams in our last 4 games, so it's good for us to know where we are. But they're not going to feel sorry for us. They got a smile on their face. I know. But I do think that it also bodes toward us expanding the playoffs. I don't want to see our bowls being hurt, and we're seeing that some. None of the guys in the playoffs are opting out. So people have decided the playoff is more important than the bowl games, and I hate that. It's important, but I love our bowls, and I want the bowls to keep who they are. And right now, our bowl will be for our fans, for our seniors, that it'll be their last game, but also our team that's fought so hard to get there. So we've still got reasons to play, but it's just different. So if it was 6 or 8 teams in the playoff, A&M would be in the playoff, and they should be. And that'd be better than them being mad at us. Yeah. We voted for you. Coach. We wanted you in.
All right. I want to ask you a question that's bigger picture, though. And it kind of goes back to the late 80s when you got there, and now, hearing the comeback in 2 years and getting a team to this point. Because for all the great things that have happened in 2020 with your football team to get to this game, I also know how much you focus on the program. And after 2 years, I would think a good bit of that checklist that when you wanted to come back to Carolina has been met. But also, I think I know well enough that as much as 2020 is this game, it's also a lead to 2021. And you got to be pretty excited to see some of these guys in spots against A&M by what it will also pay off once you get to next fall.
Yeah, Wes, no question. And Mark, I got off track there to finish your question. Yes, we've got Javonte walks in before Saturday's practice and says, I'm not going to play in the game. We've already had a week's preparation for game plans. We got to figure it out here fast. I walked into the staff meeting and said, hey, yep, Javonte's not playing. Okay, here we go. Back to work. So yeah, we've got a lot of decisions to make between now and Saturday. Secondly, Wes, you're so right. This team will be better prepared for people leaving even next year or the next year than we are right now, because we're not built for that yet. But we will be, because everybody's going to look at saying, okay, who's not going to play? Let's start getting somebody ready for the guy that's leaving as you're moving forward. But at the same time, we have 12 early enrollees that'll be here January 16th. Our team will be a lot better on January 16th when these new guys come in. I do think we'll have spring practice this year. If they let us have games, we sure should have spring practice, and especially with the vaccine coming. And we're just going to get better and better and better. And that's fun. It's exciting, and I'm already excited about spring practice. I just can't wait. And now that our guys have felt the major bowl thing, They know what it's like to play three top 10 teams in 4 weeks. They understand we're not in that neighborhood yet, but we're trying to get there, man. Notre Dame, we were in it for three quarters, and then we decided to sell our house. We couldn't stay. And then Miami, we jumped on them, and they didn't play as well, but that was a real confidence boost for our guys. And now we've got another great opportunity to see where we are against one of the best teams in the country. A&M could have possibly won a national championship. I mean, that's where they are. So good for us that we're at least running around in the neighborhood with the best teams. And I'm so proud of our team. We talk about the 4 guys that aren't going to play. There's so many teams across the country that decided not to play. I'm excited that our team wants to play. And that they're pumped and can't wait for the challenge on Saturday night.
Coach, after all the years at Texas, and for folks that haven't experienced Texas and A&M, it's unlike any other rivalry. I mean, everybody's got their own little nuances, but that one's got a bunch of them. It seems ironic that, the Heels get to a major bowl for the first time in 70 years, and you've done such a great job round 1 and now in round 2, and here you go seeing A&M again. It seems like you just can't get rid of these guys. They're following you around.
No, they don't like me very much, so that's part of the deal too. When you're at Texas and you're at Texas A&M, your neighbors, you live in the same state, but they don't. The only time they get around each other's Thanksgiving in the old days, and that was just so one could brag over the other one. But I've got great respect for Texas A&M and their history, their culture. It's one of the best fan bases in college football. They're loyal. Oh my gosh, they sell out. That stadium actually shakes when you're over there. So we had some great battles with A&M and great experiences. The one that wasn't was the bonfire where we lost 12 young Aggies, and I'll never get over that the rest of my life. It's a learning experience for me, and every Thanksgiving I think about those 12 families, and that game was a healing process for the Aggies, but still 12 families lost their children, and I can't even fathom that to this day.
I know this has nothing to do with the ACC network or your game, but you know what? College football needs those two to play again, don't they? I mean, that's just one of those kind of games that, hey, forget egos, forget all that stuff. They need to play. Texas and A&M need to play football.
Yeah, Mark, one of the things that we lost with realignment is we lost Oklahoma, Nebraska. I mean, we lost some great games that we need to get back because all of us as young people sat on Thanksgiving and watched Texas and Texas A&M. Always. I mean, that's what we did. And then it was such an honor to coach in that game because I felt like I'd been there for my whole life. But you're exactly right. We need to go back and figure out who were those great rivalries that we're missing. And we need to make an NCAA rule that they all have to play just so we can enjoy watching them.
Yeah, like even here in the ACC, like Pitt, West Virginia, the backyard brawl, Pitt, Penn State. Yeah. I mean, those are the kind of games as kids, man, you just couldn't wait to watch. I know Oklahoma and Nebraska are going to play each other in a home series, but and congrats to both ADs for doing it. But those are the kind of games that make the fabric of college football, whether you're a West Coast guy or Deep South or wherever, anybody in between. The reason you truly love college football are those kind of games. Even if you don't even have any skin in the game, you just couldn't help but watch it and get enamored with what was going on.
Yeah, I think Rivalry Week is probably my best, most enjoyable week of the year for college football. I just love watching people that have respect for each other, but don't like each other on that day because they have to see each other at church on Sunday and at work on Monday, and you get bragging rights for a year, and it just means more, and we need that back.
Amen to that.
Hey, Coach, broad stroke here, because Mark and I talked, and Pack said this in June when we came back to do daily shows, that it was going to be important for ACC football to play in the fall of 2020, and just a remarkable commitment by the institutions and the leaderships, and in particular the kids, just to get the fall campaign in football, because it did have an impact certainly on the landscape of the game. But at the same time, and you've seen this now in two different kind of eras, obviously when you coached there the first time and now coming back, but even from afar, this looks like the ACC that a lot of people envisioned 15, 20 years ago. And now we just talked about De'Aaron King coming back to Miami, Kenny Pickett to Pittsburgh. Certainly Sam Howell comes back for a junior year. Duke is going to be the only school that does not return a quarterback that started at least one game this year. This looks like a time where your team's getting better, and a lot of teams are going to stay there. And this could be a preamble to a very big 21 for ACC football.
Yeah, I was really hoping the quarterback at Miami and the quarterback at Pitt would leave. I wrote them notes. I said, "You guys are such great NFL players." And
I know.
We love college football, and we love what they do. But you're so right, Wes. Let's start with John Swofford, the presidents and chancellors and ADs in the ACC. The day that the Big Ten and the Pac-12 opted out, I didn't think we'd play.
Yeah.
I figured everybody would say, okay, it's not safe. If they think it's not safe, we're out of here. We're not going to play. And we're sitting here addressing our players, and they're saying, Coach, we're not going to play, are we? And I said, I really don't know. I would think it doesn't look good today. And then the Kevin Gustowitz of the world, our chancellor, and the Bubba Cunninghams and John Swofford stood up and said, we're not going to make a decision today. We're going to continue to follow the medical progress and go through a process and make sure it's safe, and then we're going to play. And these people did an amazing job of putting a great product on the field and not panicking when somebody got COVID and had to move a game or change a game. Everybody worked together. And it has been an amazing year under very difficult circumstances. I know it's been better for the health of the players. I know that. They're around doctors every day. They're around trainers. They get tested 3 days a week. They've got vitamins. They've got nutritionists feeding them properly. They've got strength programs. They're in kind of a bubble. So it's healthier for most than it would have been at home. I know that it's healthier mentally that they had structure and discipline. We had over a 3.0 in the last two semesters. And it could have been a disaster for mental health. We've heard about suicides are up, depression's up, anxiety's up, everything's up. So, and then the product on the field gave people something to look forward to. Even though they couldn't be in the stands, they could wear their clothes and tailgate and get excited for something that's fun and good instead of all of the awful in the world that we read and hear about every day. And these kids have been absolutely incredible. I tell them every day. I'm amazed at the way they worked, and maybe football wasn't pretty every weekend. But my gosh, they did things that a lot of people couldn't do, and I'm so proud of them.
Coach, again, best of luck this week against A&M. Happy holidays. It really has been an amazing year of ACC football, and you're part of the success story, and it's great having you back on the sidelines. And, again, we always love having you on the show.
Thank you, Mark and Wes. And again, in closing here, thanks to all the medical help and the first responders and healthcare workers, and it's you folks have done an amazing job of keeping us afloat and trying to help us make this awful situation work. And for you that have family members and friends fighting COVID, we're praying for you and thinking about you, and hopefully we'll be through this and get on the other side soon.
All right. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Good luck this weekend against the Aggies. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.